Not gonna lie, I am super sore from filming some harder classes yesterday, so I thought it would be a perfect time to do a feel-good stretching yoga flow. All right, so we're gonna get started in a comfortable seat. And we'll actually begin by coming into Cobbler's Pose. So just bringing the bottoms of the feet together, letting the knees just naturally open out to the side. So we're going to start with some cobbler circles, which is a really, really great way to get into any tightness in the hips that you may be experiencing. So let's start by sitting nice and tall, just lengthening the spine and slowly leaning forward. Okay, and you don't need to lean super far, as long as you just start to feel that stretch in the outer thighs here, maybe the inner thighs a little bit, you are in the right place. And then from here, just moving to the right, slow and steady here. There's no rush. Very good. Just making a nice big circle with the upper body and just feeling and noticing how that stretch in the hips just shifts as you make your way around. Very good. And then we'll reverse our circle, so start to go the other way. Hi. We'll see if Kitty can stay in our practice today and be a good little boy. Very good. One more circle. And then we'll make our way up. Very good. All right, from here we're going to come into a seated forward fold. So just go ahead and straighten the legs out in front of you. Sit nice and tall and take a big breath in. Sweep those arms all the way up. And then from here, folding forward. And you can just bring the hands. If you're not able to reach the toes, that's okay. The hands can come to the outer edges of the legs. Maybe you have a yoga strap. If you'd like, you can use a yoga strap as well here. Just checking in with the upper body. So maybe just rocking the head from one side to the other, relaxing those shoulders. Sometimes in the deeper poses like this, like a forward fold that's really intense on the hamstrings, you can start to clench our upper body. So if that's happening to you, see if you can soften and relax a little bit. Go ahead and just take a couple deep breaths. Very good. We'll start to rise back up. We're going to hug that right knee in. We're actually going to cross the right foot all the way over to the outer edge of the left foot. All right, sit nice and tall here. We're going to come into a twist. So we'll start to twist to the right, crossing the left arm on top of that right knee, lengthening through the spine. So making sure that this is a nice tall twist. And if it feels okay in your neck, gazing over the back shoulder. So for me, I kind of like to use my left elbow as a way to twist myself a little bit deeper. You know, not forcing myself, of course, to go too deep. Making sure that I can still breathe. And then come back to center. We'll go ahead and switch sides here. So hug that left leg in, cross it over. Sit nice and tall, and then from here we'll twist over to the left. Very good. Gazing over the shoulder, if that feels okay in your neck. And if you'd like to go a little deeper, using that right elbow to kind of press against that left knee so you can twist just a little bit deeper. Breathing here. And then come back to center. Very good. Uncross the legs. And let's come onto our hands and our knees. So we're going to start with some freestyle cat and cow. And so what I mean by that is that you don't just have to stay in the cat and cow shape. Maybe you move forward a little bit. Maybe you shift back or side to side, or like whatever you're feeling. I know, again, on the days that I'm feeling kind of sore, listening to my body and just noticing like, all right, where do I need to stretch a little bit more today? So I encourage you to do the same. And it might not even be soreness. Maybe it's just stiffness because you've been sitting at your desk all day, or maybe you didn't sleep in the right position. You woke up kind of tense. So whatever that is for you, you can start with the cat and cows. And just complete freedom here. Listen to your body. See what your body is craving. All I ask is that you breathe while you are doing all of these movements, or maybe you find a pose and you just want to hold up there for a little bit. That's okay too. I think we sometimes get so caught up in yoga being right or wrong, or there's this one way to do things, when really we can do whatever works for us. We are able to make this practice fit us today, whether that's through modifications or just listening to our bodies a little bit better. You have probably, let's say, 5 more breaths in this freestyle. And then whenever you are ready, we're going to meet in downward facing dog just for a moment. We're going to go ahead and sweep the right leg back behind. We're going to come into pigeon pose. So let's hug that right knee in towards the right wrist and then lower the legs down. Very good. Now, if pigeon is one of those poses that is a really intense, tight pose for you, feel free to grab your block or a rolled up blanket if you need a little support under the hip. You are also always welcome to practice this one on your back in a reclined pigeon. So doing our best to keep those hips square. Back toes are pointed straight down, back knee is pointed straight down. We're just going to take a big breath in. We're going to come to our fingertips here too, and maybe walk those fingers out to the side. As you exhale, we're going to drop the right shoulder down, coming into a little bit of a twist. So getting a stretch in the front of the right shoulder. Come back up, and then twist to the left. Drop that left shoulder down. Inhale, come back up. Let's do this one more time on each side. Drop the right shoulder down. And come back up. And then drop the left. Excellent. Come back up. And then let's meet in our sleeping pigeon. So allowing the body to rest and relax as much as possible. Bring the forehead either down to your hands, or again, you can use a block here if that feels better for you to prop yourself up a little bit. And wherever you find yourself, I want you to close the eyes. Whether you love pigeon or whether you hate pigeon pose, you have an opportunity here to soften. So notice what tension is happening in your body. Maybe it's in the hips, but it could be in other parts, maybe the hands, maybe the jaw. You'll be here for about 7 breaths, so give yourself that space to relax. Very slowly start to make your way back up. Very good. We're going to plant the hands, flip the back toes. Let's meet back in a downward facing dog. Lay those hips out a little bit here. We're going to sweep that right leg back again. Yes, I know, we did the right side last time. We're going to step it forward. We're going to do something a little different here. We're going to swivel into a very mild side lunge. So start to shimmy your way to the long edge of your mat. The right toes are going to turn out to the side and put a deep bend in that right knee. So you can stay here keeping both feet flat. If you would like to go deeper, and I caution, just move mindfully here because we haven't done a ton of stretching there. But if you have the space, you can go a little bit deeper into the stretch, spinning up onto the heel. Either option is good. What we are going for is an inner thigh stretch here. So find a variation that works for you, and maybe you find a little movement there. Maybe you kind of flow between the two. Ooh, yeah. Very good. Just take a nice deep breath. Let's meet in a wide forward fold. Folding at the hips. Sway that upper body. Ooh, my hamstrings. Dang, I needed this. All right, let's shimmy now all the way to the back of our mat. Plant the hands. Go ahead and sweep that left leg back behind. Three-legged dog. And then pigeon pose on the left. Left knee comes towards the left wrist. Lower the back knee down. Now, pigeon pose may look very similar from your right to your left side, or it might be very different. So just honor your body wherever you are. Again, sitting nice and tall, grabbing a block or grabbing a blanket if you need, pressing up to those fingertips and moving those fingertips out to the side. Let's take a big breath in. Exhale, drop that left shoulder down. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, drop the right. One more time on each side. Come back up. And drop the left. And then come back up. And drop the right. Excellent. Take a deep breath in, sitting a little bit taller. I know this isn't very easy. And then we'll come into our sleeping pigeon. So just like the other side, checking in with our body, noticing if anything feels off, or if there's any way that you can relax and do a little bit less in this pigeon pose. How often do we get told to do less, right? Now is your chance. So I want you to just notice if you're holding back in any way, giving yourself that space to really settle in. And again, we'll be here for about 7 more breaths. Slowly start to make your way back up. Flip the back toes, and we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and sweep that left leg back behind, and then step it forward between the hands. All right, coming into that side lunge now on the left side. So let's shimmy our hands all the way to the long edge of the mat. Spinning the body here. The left toes turn out to the side and put a deep bend in that left knee. Again, you have that option to keep both feet flat onto the mat, or maybe you decide to roll onto the heel. And again, finding the version that works for you. That is what matters here. We're just going for a inner thigh stretch. Maybe you move a little bit here, kind of flow between the two. That left knee is pressing back. That's going to definitely get you a deeper stretch for sure. And let's take another nice deep breath. And then we'll meet in our wide fold. Very good. Toes point forward. Bend at the hips. And I like to sway here, especially, like I said, in a class like this. That's just a little bit more freestyle. It feels good to just flow. All right, this time we'll walk those hands back to the right leg, our original front of our mat. We're going to step back to downward dog. And then we're going to keep our toes curled under. We're going to bend the knees. Broken toe pose. Sounds a lot scarier than it actually is, but I want you to look back and just make sure that all of your toes are pointed forward. Sometimes that little baby toe likes to sneak out of the party early. If this does get, it's an intense pose, no doubt, but if it starts to become too painful or way too intense, feel free to untuck the toes. We're going to come into eagle arms. So let's start by stacking that right elbow on top of the left. Now you can go ahead and just reach for opposite elbows if eagle is a little bit too intense or inaccessible for you. Or you can go ahead and start to wrap the hands around for full eagle arms. Keeping the hands stacked on top of the elbows in line with the shoulders. You can close the eyes here. I'm just starting to notice that beautiful stretch in the back of the shoulders, between the shoulder blades. Very good. Let's go ahead and take one more breath. Beautiful. Open the arms like a cactus. Ooh, yeah. And then let's go ahead and stack the left elbow on top of the right. So again, to modify, you can just grab opposite shoulders, or you can go ahead and wrap the hands around, kind of bringing the palms together. Not quite. For me, it's like my fingers and my palm. Keeping the hands stacked on top of the elbows in line with the shoulders. Really starting to feel the broken toe pose now as well. A couple more breaths. You can do it. One more breath. Beautiful. Untwist those arms. Ooh, the toes. I kind of like to kick my feet out a little bit after that one. Dang. It's such a powerful pose. Like you think, oh, I don't need to like stretch my feet, right? But goodness, look at how tense our feet can sometimes be. All right, let's go ahead and find our way into a comfortable seat. Ooh, I am feeling so much better. I hope you enjoyed that practice as much as I did. So let's end our practice bringing the hands to heart center, and we'll end with some gratitude. So close the eyes, relax and soften the shoulders, and take a deep breath. We'll start by being grateful for our human body, for all of our perfections and imperfections, for the way that we can move and stretch and we can feel all these sensations. It's truly amazing when you take a moment to think about it. And I want you to be grateful for all of the things that you love about yourself. But I also want you to be grateful for the things that you're maybe a little hard on yourself for. Use this opportunity to give yourself a little grace. Be grateful for your breath. It brings you life, it brings you energy, this beautiful, never-ending rhythm within our body. Again, amazing, right? And then I want you to think about something big, small, as many things as you can think of right now that you are so damn grateful for. And I want you to feel that gratitude, that love, that joy in your heart right now. Start to blink open the eyes. You want to know what I'm grateful for? I am so freaking grateful for you practicing with me today. I wish I could give you a giant hug right now. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste.